Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to, well, unpack complex topics and give you the essential insights you need. Today, we're plunging into something absolutely fundamental, really, to how our modern world operates: the global freight and logistics market. We've been looking at some key bits from the Global Freight and Logistics Market Outlook 2033 report. Our goal: pretty simple. Distill the most critical knowledge, give you a clear understanding of this incredibly vital sector. Okay, let's get into this.
Yeah, and it's probably good to start by just grasping the sheer scope,
Uh,
what is the global freight and logistics market? Because it's not just trucks and ships, right? It's this huge integrated network. Services, systems, infrastructure, it covers everything involved in moving and storing goods across borders: road, rail, air, sea, all of that. But then there's also the back-end stuff, which is crucial: warehousing, sophisticated inventory management, those third-party logistics providers, 3PLs, that manage whole supply chains for businesses, the whole ecosystem, really. It's the backbone of, well, global economic
you
activity.
know what's driving it?
It's being pushed hard by expanding international trade, obviously, but also the massive growth in e-commerce and just ongoing infrastructure developments worldwide.
Right. And when you think about that foundational role, the numbers really put the scale into perspective. They're quite something.
They really are.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. In 2021, the total global sales revenue was, get this, 5,300.52 billion.
5.3 trillion.
Exactly. Trillion. Then it climbed to 6,384.6 billion by 2025. And the projection: a staggering 9,263.26 billion by 2033.
Wow.
So yeah, in just over a decade, we're looking at a market size that's nearly doubled. What jumps out at you about that kind of growth?
Well, what stands out for me is that it's not just steady incremental growth. It feels transformative. It
Yeah.
really reflects a world becoming way more interconnected, doesn't it? And more reliant on moving goods quickly and efficiently. That scale also hints at the massive investment pouring into logistics, tech, and infrastructure. Suggests a future where supply chains are even smarter, more data-driven, maybe more resilient too.
Fascinating point. Okay, so let's zoom in a bit, because this growth isn't happening evenly everywhere, is it? The report makes it super clear. Asia Pacific is the giant here, the
Yeah.
leader.
Oh, absolutely, undeniably. Asia Pacific alone brought in 2,114.91 billion back in 2021, and it's projected to hit 3,878.53 billion by 2033.
Almost 4 trillion just for that region.
Exactly. And it's not just population size driving that. It's a manufacturing powerhouse and a rapidly growing consumer market itself. That dual role is key. You see these huge infrastructure projects like parts of the Belt and Road Initiative, specifically aimed at smoothing out freight movement. Plus, a growing middle class really boosting e-commerce demand.
They're within that region.
China is, well, dominant, projected to reach $1,165.5 billion by 2033. Japan is also huge, nearing $900 billion. But look at India, that's showing really explosive growth, more than doubling from around $356 billion to over $720 billion.
Wow, that's a leap.
It really is. Shows huge domestic potential alongside its manufacturing growth. And then you've got strong contributions from South Korea, Australia, and then Singapore, too. Singapore's set to hit about $153 billion, which really highlights its role as a key logistics hub.
Okay, shifting gears. Let's look across the Pacific. North America's contribution to this whole surge.
Right, North America, another absolutely critical pillar. Its revenue is forecast to climb from roughly $1.5 trillion in 2021 to over $2.5 trillion by 2033.
Still massive numbers.
It's huge. And that strong growth isn't just about, traditional consumer buying. It reflects big investments in last-mile delivery for e-commerce. And also, interestingly, that trend towards near-shoring, bringing supply chains closer to home for resilience, particularly in manufacturing.
Makes sense. And the breakdown.
Well, the U.S., as you'd expect, takes the lion's share, estimated to soar towards $1.9 trillion. But Canada and Mexico are seeing substantial growth, too. Canada's projected around $329 billion, Mexico around $316 billion by 2033. That really reflects increasing cross-border trade and regional manufacturing links.
Okay, so what's clear from both Asia and North America is that undeniable link, isn't it? Economic health, manufacturing, and just how efficiently you can move goods. Now let's turn our attention over to Europe.
Europe, yeah. It's a different scale than Asia-Pacific, obviously, but still a vital and very sophisticated logistics hub. The sector there is forecast to reach about $1.6 trillion by 2033, up from just under $1 trillion in 2021.
What's distinctive about Europe's market?
Well, what's particularly interesting there is the really strong push towards green logistics, decarbonization strategies. That's driving a lot of innovation in things like electric fleets, multimodal transport, combining rail, road, sea, and just generally more sustainable supply chains.
Any key players?
Germany is a clear leader. projected to grow to around $244 billion,
Right.
hence its close behind, set for significant growth to about $235 billion, and the UK reaching over $200 billion. But beyond those big three, you see really consistent, strong activity across Italy, Russia, Spain, lots of others contributing to a very interconnected European logistics network.
Right. And what about some of the emerging markets? Regions also seeing significant development in logistics. South America, for
Yeah,
instance.
good question. South America is definitely showing a strong growth path. Its market size is projected to nearly double as well, from about $360 billion in 2021 to over $700 billion by 2033.
And who's leading there?
Brazil leads that expansion, expected to reach around $214 billion. That's driven a lot by its huge agricultural exports, but also a growing domestic market. But other countries like Argentina, Colombia, Peru, Chile, they're all contributing to this upward trend too as infrastructure gets better and regional trade deals mature.
Okay, then we have the Middle East and Africa, two regions really undergoing quite a bit of transformation.
Indeed. The Middle East is showing solid growth, from roughly $196 billion in 2021 to a projected $290 billion in 2033. I mean, the region is strategically located, isn't it? Right at the crossroads of major trade routes. And many countries there are investing heavily in logistics infrastructure. It's part of their economic diversification plans, moving beyond just oil. Saudi Arabia is a key player expected to hit over $107 billion. And you see substantial expansion in the UAE and Egypt, too. Both are really positioning themselves as major shipping and air cargo hubs. It shows that focus on becoming central points in global supply chains.
And finally, Africa.
Africa, yeah. It's starting from a lower base, definitely, but the growth is compelling. Its revenue is projected to double, from about $106 billion in 2021 to around $212 billion by 2033.
What's driving that doubling?
It seems to be spurred by increasing trade within Africa, rapid urbanization, and also significant foreign investment coming in for infrastructure. Nigeria's market is expected to nearly double. South Africa set for similar expansion, reaching close to $65 billion. It reflects a continent-wide pickup in logistics activity as economies mature and, well, demand for goods just rises.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. What does this all mean for us? We've gone through some truly massive numbers, significant growth pretty much everywhere. It's clearly more than just data points on a chart.
Right. I mean, if we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
these figures are a really powerful indicator of global economic health, but also interdependence, how linked we all are. They just highlight the absolutely foundational role that freight and logistics plays, not just in global commerce, but like literally in every part of our daily lives.
Yeah, you don't often think about it that way.
Exactly. From, the food in your local supermarket to the phone or laptop you order online arriving at your door. This sector is the silent engine making it happen. And understanding its projected growth, this massive growth, really underscores how deeply connected economies are worldwide, how investments or even disruptions in one part of the chain can ripple out everywhere.
That's a powerful way to frame it. It really reminds you that this sort of hidden backbone of the global economy influences so much more than we often realize. So maybe a final thought to leave our listeners with.
Well, given this incredible scale and projected growth we've talked about, maybe think about this. What essential role does this silent engine, this logistics network, play in shaping everything? From international relations and economic stability right down to the availability and cost of things in your local shop, it really does raise an important question about this fundamental, often invisible system.
It certainly does. Something worth pondering. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. We really encourage you to keep exploring the fascinating and clearly vital world of global supply chains.